What if you were given an injection that made you immortal forever? Now, imagine getting stuck in a place like a pit or a bunker. You try everything to escape, but outside are cannibals waiting to kill you. What would you do in such a situation? This is where the story begins. In a desolate desert, we see a convoy of trucks carrying villagers from Abuna. Most of them are young, including Kevin and his wife, Vina. The atmosphere in the truck is tense. Everyone looks scared and unsure of where they're being taken. After some time, the passengers begin talking. One man reveals that he was injected with something in his neck that makes him feel both extreme hunger and unbearable pain. Another person agrees, saying they feel the same. Slowly, the group realizes they've all been injected with some mysterious substance. The villagers suspect that the people transporting them are dangerous and plan to kill them. Kevin suggests they band together and fight back since they outnumber their captors. However, no one agrees, fearing they have no weapons to defend themselves. The truck driver can be overheard saying, "These people are worth only $1 or $2. It's clear that they're taking the villagers somewhere to kill them, but the why and when remain a mystery. Fear intensifies when a young boy, traveling with his mother, jumps out of the truck and tries to escape. The captors quickly shoot him in the legs, making it impossible for him to run. His mother screams, pleading for his life, but the group ignores her. The boy is dragged back to the truck, tied up and brutally tortured. The captors rip his body apart using the truck, while his mother watches in horror. She suffers a heart attack from the shock and dies on the spot. The captors, part of a ruthless mafia, remain unfazed. Later, the convoy stops, and the captors step out. Kevin seizes the moment to attack the group leader, managing to snatch his weapon. But none of the other villagers join him, too afraid to fight. The leader overpowers Kevin, beats him badly, and regains control. Two other men attempt to flee during the chaos, but are immediately shot dead. The leader mocks the group, offering them a chance to run. Suspicious of his intentions, the villagers hesitate, but some decide to flee. The leader uses a bow and arrow to hunt them down one by one for sport. Amid the chaos, Kevin, Vina, and another man named John manage to escape. John is severely injured, and as the trio runs, Vina accidentally falls into a deep ditch. Kevin jumps in to save her. The ditch is steep, with water collected at the bottom. Moments later, John is shot multiple times by the captors and falls into the same ditch, dead. Kevin and Vina realize the captors are still nearby. They remain silent as one of the men searches for them. Luckily, the search is called off, and the captor leaves. Meanwhile, the leader receives a message to return with the injured villagers. However, he ignores the order, revealing there's someone higher up controlling their actions, a mysterious boss. The focus shifts back to Kevin and Vina, who find a dry spot in the ditch. Vina regains consciousness, frightened, and asking about the captors. Kevin reassures her that they've left, but agrees to stay hidden for the night. Kevin inspects their surroundings and theorizes that the ditch was likely formed by a volcanic eruption. He realizes it will be nearly impossible to escape, and they don't even know their exact location. As night falls, Kevin hears the voice of an injured man calling out for help. The man accuses Kevin of failing to save him and starts shouting for the captors. Terrified, Kevin suddenly wakes up. It was just a dream. He then finds John's lifeless body nearby and feels immense guilt. In an attempt to bring some light to the darkness, Kevin uses a lighter to burn flickering flame, offers them a faint glimmer of hope in their dire situation. Vina was still scared, constantly looking upwards. She told Kevin that the goons might return. Kevin reassured her, saying, "They're like animals. They'll eat the corpses and enjoy themselves. They'll probably stay here for a few days." When Kevin started burning, the Vina tried to stop him, fearing it would alert the goons. But Kevin replied, "At least this will keep the wild animals away." They spent the whole night sitting in fear. When morning came, it brought no hope. Vina had a deep wound, and Kevin knew it could get infected if they didn't get out soon. He noticed some dry branches nearby and formed a plan. Using John's clothes, he made a rope and tied a piece of wood to the end. He threw it upwards, managing to catch it on a rock, creating a way to climb out. Kevin insisted on climbing first despite Vina's concerns. He managed to climb most of the way but then fell back into the ditch when the cloth tore. His knee was badly injured, and Vina noticed his bone was broken. He wouldn't be able to walk properly anymore. Kevin, frustrated, said, "Even if we don't die from a bullet, we'll starve to death." Vina encouraged him, saying, "We'll get out of here. Just keep using your mind." Kevin looked up and started laughing. Vina, confused, asked, "Have you gone mad? Why are you laughing?" Kevin replied, "We're in the middle of the mountains, and the clouds mean rain is coming. When it floods, we'll swim to the top." It started raining heavily. Vina panicked because she didn't know how to swim. To make matters worse, the rain caused soil to fall, making the ditch unstable. Kevin comforted her, saying, "Don't worry. It won't rain too much." Thankfully, the rain stopped soon, but their drinking water was now muddy and the ground was a mess. As they struggled to cope, they heard voices. The man-eaters had returned. One of them shouted, "There's a ditch here. We might find someone injured." Terrified, Kevin and Vina hid under tree branches at the bottom of the ditch. They stayed hidden until nightfall, hoping the man-eaters would leave. Hunger became their next challenge. Vina argued, "We can't survive on just water. We need food." Kevin insisted, "Let's wait for the rain." That night, something strange happened. John, who had been dead, came back to life as a zombie and attacked Kevin. In a desperate fight, Kevin burned John with fire, killing him again. Afterwards, Kevin noticed a strange smell. Vina checked their necks for signs of infection. Hers was fine, but she was horrified to see that Kevin's neck showed signs of spreading infection from the injection. Kevin didn't notice, and Vina lied, saying, "We're fine. Our immunity is strong." Later, Vina sat alone and cried, realizing Kevin's condition was worsening and he might not survive. That night, she dreamt that John attacked her, eating something nearby. She woke up terrified, but it was just a dream. When morning came, Kevin's behavior had changed. Vina found him eating a frog and offering it to her. Disgusted, she started vomiting. Kevin's eyes had turned white, and his body was pale. He was turning into a zombie. Despite this, Vina spoke to him, and for a moment, Kevin regained his consciousness. Their luck changed when it started raining again, and the ditch began to flood. Kevin helped Vina climb to the top using bushes. However, when it was Kevin's turn, he slipped and was swept away by the water. Vina tried to save him, but couldn't. Heartbroken, she convinced herself, "It's not my fault. He wasn't human anymore." She apologized to God and ran away. As she fled, she saw horrifying scenes of zombies everywhere. In front of her, a man was eating another man's corpse. Terrified, she ran and accidentally fell into another ditch, where she encountered Kevin again, now fully turned into a zombie. In a moment of desperation, Vina kicked him, causing him to fall back into the water. She climbed out and saved herself, running as far away as she could. Vina kept running, hoping someone would help her. After some time, she reached a road where a truck was approaching. She signaled for help, but when the truck stopped, she was horrified to see it was the leader of the goons. The leader stepped out, beat Vina, and made her unconscious. As she lay there, he ordered his men to check her neck. They discovered that Vina was infected, but the virus hadn't affected her. She was immune. The leader ordered his men to put her in the truck. When Vina regained consciousness, she was confused about what had happened. She realized that, due to the injection, she was infected but still human. Inside the truck, Vina saw 3 zombies locked in with her. It was clear what would happen to anyone stuck in such a situation. But surprisingly, the zombies couldn't infect her because of her immunity. Here's what was really happening. The goons were working for a company that was developing a new medicine. The company was testing this medicine directly on humans, using the villagers as test subjects. Those who failed the test either became zombies or died, and the goons were tasked with killing them to prevent the infection from spreading. That's why the goons were hunting down the infected and ensuring no survivors escaped. And with Vina's fate sealed, the story ends. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.